How can groundbreaking ideas ever get through if we don't let the guys offering them break through? That's what my next guest is asking, because Thaddeus McCotter is one of the candidates left out. And Congressman, my point was, at all, it's not as if there are thousands of you running. I mean, that movie 300, we got those 300 guys on set. So I'm saying get you guys all together. It's not that difficult. What say you?
Well, I agree with you, Neil. I think what you see is a catch-22 in place, where the mainstream media or others will get behind a candidate, build up their name ID, the pollsters put them on the poll, and you have your result. And then the next step of the process is, when they don't let you in their debates, they tell everybody you can't win to further diminish your chances of ever meeting whatever selective criteria they put forward. But in that instance, you have to do what I'm trying to do and others are trying to do, is you've got to go right to the people, places like Iowa, places like New Hampshire, and go directly to the voters and try to continue to build momentum.
But it's tough, right? When the main media crowd ignores you, then you're grouped in with the so-called tertiary candidates. Even though a lot of your ideas, Governor Johnson's ideas, some others' ideas, they're very sound. And I always tell people, look, if you don't like the good congressman or you don't like the former governor, that's fine. But you're not even given the opportunity to decide because no one's letting them speak.
Well, I think there's the great irony at work, though, and especially with the Reagan Library debate, is going to be the fact that your two front runners weren't even Republicans during the Reagan administration, whereas people like myself at the age of 21 were. You also have the situation where Ronald Reagan was someone that people thought was an outside candidate, especially when he ran back in '68.
You're right. Well, you know, but Congressman, I just want to focus on, guys, can we show this as the good congressman is speaking? Look at what they're setting up for this debate. I don't want to interrupt you. I apologize, Congressman. That's not this particular debate, but I want to show you the rooms they have them in are usually huge. They're big. That's a big room right there. That was for our debate. We covered it, right? And look at how big those podiums. Well, of course, we don't spare the bucks here at Fox. So those stands look like $1,000 at a minimum, maybe $2,000, because we're into play, and that's what we're about. Okay, I'm told they're $483. They just look like $2,000. But here's what I'm asking you: if you're a fit, thin guy, you and the governor could share a podium, right? There's that option, but no one's even giving you that option.
Well, it's especially disheartening when you know that people who are on that stage are either tied with me in the polls as a tertiary candidate,
right,
and they've been running and spending millions of dollars, or are within very close proximity to us in the polls, and yet they still consider the criteria that NBC put forward, one poll out of 8, you have to get a 4% requirement. Now, most of those can't meet that right now, according to the latest Quinnipiac poll.
That's right.
So to me, they've decided to select who they want on the stage, and with all due respect, much as Fox did last time. But again, as a Detroiter, we put your nose to the grindstone, you work hard, and try to make good things happen.
All right, well, we wish you well. My view is it's not as if there are hundreds of you running. You know, we could make room. And I'm blaming my own network as well. This is actually my final broadcast. But I think we can do something. But seriously, Congressman, thank you. One final note, guys.
Thank you for my final appearance. Yes.
I want you to think of something, guys. If we had held this same rule, the 4% rule, at this stage in a contest, Abraham Lincoln would have never become president. John Kennedy would have never become president. Richard Nixon would have never come back and become president. Jimmy Carter would have never become president. Bill Clinton would have never become president. I'm telling you, whether you like or dislike any of those folks, I am telling you, this is an asinine process. And if it isn't changed, I'm going to go to the debate sites and slap some heads around and steal some podiums myself, or make them. Benny, you're very handy with wood, carpenter, that guy. Benny and I will make them, all right, together? Well, I'll watch you make them. You go to Home Depot, get the stuff, and I tell you, you should be seriously angry. This isn't right. There are some great people, some great ideas. Time our country surely needs it to return to its greatness, and we're not inviting them because, well, it's stupid. And if a podium is the only thing stopping them, I'll build it. All right, when we come back, hold the phone and your merger. The government is hanging up on that AT&T hook up with T-Mobile. Someone here has a very big hang up with that.